Hello everybody, this is Chris, and this is my channel, Born on 11970. It's been a little while since I've made a video, a couple of months, and I want to apologize for that, but I haven't been very inspired. I've had a lot of things going on where I just had to take some time away from here. I'm sure people can understand that, because especially with the content on this channel, it could get challenging at times. But there's a lot that I want to teach at this moment. This shouldn't be too long of a video, but I really think if you are able to listen to this in a situation that I had, and I'll explain a little bit of the background first to give a general idea of it, that it might help you continue on your path to just finding a better place. Because one of the things I've seen with some messages I got from some people here, people thanking me and saying that some of my videos, especially some of the more recent ones, have really inspired people, and that people do listen, even though that YouTube tries very hard to silence channels like mine. So this is something I really want to share with you, because I think this is important. It may make you see things in a different perspective, or at least this is something you've probably never heard of before. And thinking of it the way I'm about to explain it may ease things a little bit. And you might, like I titled this video, You May Never See Tragedy the Same Again. Now, to give a little background, one of the reasons, there's a couple of different reasons, but one of the reasons why I stopped making videos on this channel, one of our cats almost died. Now, if you watch my channel for a while, you know we have 3 stray cats. Well, one of them, she ended up, her name's Luna, and she ended up developing heart disease, then diabetes, then she got a cut where her white blood cell count was getting to the point where it almost killed her. And we've been spending lots of money trying to help her, and we'll do everything that we can to save her life. I mean, this cat means everything to me. She literally, 4 years ago, walked into our life when I opened the door to go get mail one February morning. So the background is her major problem has been her heart. And recently we almost lost her twice. I mean, she was at the point where there wasn't much life left. But like me, she's a fighter. Well, I had an interesting dream the other night that I really want to share. And I found this, whether it's divine intervention or whether it's just a regular dream or whatever you want to read into it, I'll leave that up to you. That's not for me to decide or to tell you. I'm just going to share my perspective of it and let you think about it any way you want. So in this dream I had, I'm having a dream where either I'm directly communicating with Luna or somebody's communicating for us. And explaining why her heart was failing. Because one of the things that we found is to help cure diabetes in cats, one of the things is feeding them raw food. It helps with more protein and staying away from dry cat foods and things like that. Well, one of her favorite meals all of a sudden was chicken hearts. She was gobbling them up like crazy. So in this dream, a voice or whatever happens communicates with me saying, we want to explain why her heart is giving out. Now, when something like that, any kind of loved one, whether it's animal, friend, family member, you know, that it's painful to lose anything, especially with animals, at least for me, because they're parts of the family. And they can't really communicate with you. They can't tell you that they're not feeling well. They can't share an ailment or an ache or a pain, or they cannot share how much they care about you or appreciate you. Well, like I said, she literally walked into our house 4 years ago. She's about 12 or 13. We don't know her exact age. Literally, it was a blizzard in February 4 years ago. Somebody abandoned her. Her teeth were so rotten she couldn't eat. She literally was on death's bed. She probably weighed 6 pounds. She was skin and bones. And with our other two cats, we weren't sure if we could take her in. Long story short, we took her in. She's been with us ever since. But then lately, her heart started failing. And of course, that makes us, anybody would make you sad. We don't want to lose her. We felt, 4 years is just not enough time. And she's been through a lot. She was abandoned. And in this dream that I had, whatever the voice was, whether it was her communicating or it was just a dream, regardless, saying, we want to explain to you why her heart is failing. And I'm waiting for something, typical bad news, or seeing it from a bad perspective or a depressing perspective, which is natural. We all would, with any kind of potential loss, knowing that someone or something that we love is potentially dying. Well, an interesting response came, and it changed basically everything, and said that Luna was so appreciative of us caring about her because she was so used to being abandoned, and she loved us so much that she was willing to give her heart to us to show her appreciation of how thankful and how grateful she was. And in that moment, when I woke up, because this is something I don't want to forget and didn't want to forget and didn't forget, that it made something that seems like a potential tragedy become something beautiful, almost like a self-sacrifice. That she supposedly, according to the dream, and again, it could be just a dream, but was so grateful for us. Her way of saying thank you was literally giving her heart to us, which ultimately would have caused her demise. And my response in the dream, because was a very vivid dream, was explaining to her, or explaining to whatever the entity was to communicate to her, that she doesn't owe us anything. That we did it because we love her and we wanted to care for her. And knowing that she could have potentially sacrificed and made that into a gift would ultimately end up hurting us even more in the long run because we would lose her. And that the best gift would be for her to just be happy with somebody in her life not abandoning her. And the ironic part is, she struggled a little bit, but she fought after that and recovered. Now, she still has a heart problem. She still, as of now, has the diabetes. But she literally had to be carried everywhere. She did not even have the strength to walk into the litter box. We had to carry her and place her into it. And right now, she's running around. She didn't want to eat. She got all of it back within days. Even the vets, when we had to take her to the vet to do some blood tests, called today and said that her white blood cell count has completely rebounded to the point where she is as good as new. And it just made me think about what we may see as tragedy or loss or pain could be somebody else's, maybe even subconscious level, showing how much they love you or care about you, that they would be willing to give their heart to you, even at the expense of their own life. And if you look at it that way, it turns a tragedy into something beautiful. And in this world, there is so much that is not as beautiful as it once was, that I think something like this is necessary and needed. And it took me a couple of days to think about how I wanted to word this, because, like I said, this was quote-unquote just a dream. It could be more than that. But all I know is, like they say sometimes, just listen to the message. And I came out of it with something so positive, knowing that potentially that our cat, the reason her heart was failing is because she was so grateful that we were the ones that took her in and sacrificed a lot to help her, that the only gift she could give us was her heart. And that's what was making her heart fail, to the point where she almost died. She was willing to give it to us to show her gratitude. And in the dream, it also said, isn't that ironic that the food she loved the most, she was gobbling up the chicken hearts, because she was actually consuming hearts. She was trying to tell us, because obviously animals cannot speak in the way that we can hear. And she was actually trying to communicate her problem visually. So the next time you have some kind of loss, or some kind of pain, or the potential of a loss, I want you to think about this moment. Because a lot of times, through love, we become very selfish. We don't want someone or something we love to leave us. And it becomes more about us than it actually does about them. And if you see it as somebody or something loves you so much that they're willing to give you a piece of themselves, even if it's subconsciously, that is the ultimate sacrifice. That is the ultimate love. That is the ultimate gift. And that's why, like I said, it was an amazing dream, that I said in the dream with her, as much as I appreciate that gift, it's a gift you don't have to give. You want to show your appreciation? Keep living. Be here so we can enjoy your company, because if you literally were giving your heart to the point it was killing you and you died, well, we would miss you. It would hurt. You would be gone. Now all of a sudden she's recovering. How far she recovers remains to be seen, but she's definitely not dying like she was a couple of days ago. Got her appetite completely back. Even, like I said, when the doctors called with the blood results today, after we had to take her yet again to the hospital, they were amazed at how quickly she recovered. Doctor even said it seemed like a miracle. If you want to believe it's a miracle, if it's God, or if there's more to it, I will leave that up to you. But I found the situation very beautiful. It really made me look at somebody else's situation so much more differently, to the point where it seemed beautiful. That somebody you love may love you so much that they are willing to sacrifice their own lives and end their lives prematurely to give it to you. Because let's put it this way, any parents out there, would you lay down your life for your children to save them? I bet many would. That is love that makes you do that. But remember, from your perspective, that's a sacrifice. But to their perspective, they lost a loved one. And that's what I mean on several of my videos when I talk about perspective. So I hope you can take something out of this video, because it, to me, seems like one of the most positive, beneficial dreams I have had. And is it a coincidence that all of a sudden she started recovering? Who am I to judge that? She's still here. She's still fighting. And maybe now she's learned to just say, you know what? Or think, it's okay. I'm not going to be abandoned anymore. And her and I have that in common. That's why I connected with this animal so much, is I was abandoned a lot in my life. What a coincidence. And many of you, I'm sure, that are listening to this, whether live or later on, I guarantee many of you would sacrifice your own lives for someone else. Sacrifice. So I'm going to keep this video very short so people can reflect on this and listen to it. And I hope it does make you think of tragedy in a different way. Make it almost into something beautiful. And if that is achieved, then something good came out of this, which means even if it was just a coincidence, even if it was just a dream, even if it was 100% not real, if something good comes out of this, then it happened for a reason. And that, to me, is what's most important. So to the few people that are here, because like I said, I haven't done a video in months, and with 47 going on 48,000 subscribers here, my average videos have been 800 anyway. They could try and silence people, but they can't stop everybody. And the people that are here are proof of that. Be proud of your power. Know that there are people out there that try and control things and try and do this, try and do that. They can only succeed if you let them. Because like anybody trying to grab sand in their hand, the tighter the squeeze, the more slips through their fingers. So never forget how powerful you are. And if you're here, that means they couldn't silence everyone. And you have more power than you will ever understand. But the more you do, the more you can control that. So some of you will roll your eyes and say this is a ridiculous video. Some of you will find some deeper meaning. I leave that up to you. But I thought this was something that needed to be shared and is something we need in this world. Something positive. Something that turns a tragedy into something potentially beautiful. Thank you for listening, and I hope it won't be months before I make another video. I can't make any promises at this point, but when I do get inspired, you can count on me being here. But if anything, I still have plenty of videos for everybody to look at, share, like if you'd like, and subscribe. So to those that stuck around to listen to this, I thank you. And if you got something out of this, in any kind of benefit, mention it in the comments section. Let people know. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. God bless.